Alright guys, this one is going to be all about TONFarm. So we're going to cover tokenomics briefly, project longevity, pool mechanics, um, lots of things, okay? So lock in, this is going to be a long one, and let's get right into it. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to talk about is tokenomics, specifically of the TONFarm token, TFT. This is an overview of this token. You can see it has a pretty steady, uh, across the board momentum. Market's been down a little, but it's doing okay. That's not any type of, wild price adjustment, right? What we want to talk about is the thing underlined in red. That is a burn, okay? Now, we'll circle back to that, but I just want to get that out of the way for those of you wondering. All right? You buy TFT for one of two reasons: to hodl it, to wait for the token to increase in value, or you need it to join certain mining pools. So when you join those pools, you are essentially donating that TFT, as it were, to the game wallet. And the game wallet holds all TFT it acquires per week. TFT through you turning on miners, TFT people use to join pools, right? And it holds that. And then once a week it burns all that TFT. Okay? Now that is great because that regulates price and it also creates utility because unless you're hodling it, TFT is bought and used, bought and used, bought and used. And this is the cycle you want, which lends itself to this nice steady line right up here, right? As the price will slowly increase, okay, because it has utility, it has use, right? You want burns. Now, I don't know the total supply of that. We'll get into that here in a minute. But so total supply matters. How often the mint happens matters. Is there a total supply, a finite supply, or is TFT minted infinitely? All that's also readily available. You can see the token, you can see the contract. It's all on StoneFi. So that's less important. It's just important that a burn happens, and they are doing a burn, and it's large amounts of TFT. That's 637 million TFT, okay? So the next part of this we're going to move into, like I said, I just want this video to touch base on some key factors, is we're going to look at pool mechanics and how to increase how much you earn from pools. So stay tuned. We're going to get right into that in just a moment. All right, guys, so here we are. We're going to talk about pool mechanics. So every pool lasts 40 days, okay? For the first 10 days, it's from the start of the initial amount, and then after the first 10 days we have a halving, at which point this will half, and then we go for another 10 days and we have another halving, and then the pool ends. Right, so every pool lasts 40 days. This is great because let's say that all of the ton isn't consumed in that pool, it can go back in to other pools, whatever the case may be, but that's a very good mechanic for regulating distribution of ton, but also not wasting it, right? So a very good system, the mechanics and the deep math, that's a conversation for another day, but this halving system is very good. So no matter what, a pool lasts 40 days. I believe there's a couple exceptions like the free miner pool, they keep opening it up, but a pool will open, run its course for 40 days, close. Then they open a new pool. Obviously they open lots of pools concurrently, like one after the other. You can see how many pools are up now. And they continually add pools. Now let's talk about how to figure out what you're making, which is this tab right here with the pictures, okay? You are going to take whatever your hash is, okay, divided by the hash rate of the pool times the total distribution. Now you must add your hash rate to this number, okay? Let's do some quick math. I'm going to pull up the calculator here. Let's get this into frame. Put it right here, okay? Let's say that I have, for whatever sake, we'll use these numbers. And this pool, I meet the conditions, and I have, we'll just say like this. This A30 miner can join this pool. I have 1800 millihash, okay? I know that this is 250 ton per day, so I'm going to take 1800 millihash. Okay, but first we need to see that the total pool before I join it is 105,955. To get an accurate number of what I will make once I join, I must add my millihash to that pool before I do this math. So I will add 1800 millihash, which is my power, giving me a total of 107,755. That is the number I must do this math with to get an accurate accounting of what my income could be. So, knowing this number, 107,755, we're going to take 1800 divided by 107,000, I think it was 755, okay, equals this number times the total distribution per day, 250. And in this scenario, I would be making, once I join this pool, 4.17 ton per day roughly. Now, as more people join, this number will go down. You must constantly redo this math to know what you're making in this pool, and then, join other pools, readjust, things of that nature. Okay. Also, let's talk quickly in this next segment and briefly about miner types. So I'll see you in just a moment. All right, guys, so here we are. Let's look at miner types real quickly. So you can see we have hard miners and we have eco miners. And if we go to pools, we see that some pools require certain types of miners, whether they be hard or eco, but some pools just require eco miner, hard miner, eco miner only TFT. So you need to know, right? Eco miners in general are cheaper than ton miners. Cheaper than hard miners, standard. See? Hard miners are more. There's a lot of options now. With some of these sale miners are different, but in general, hard miners cost more and have higher millihash than eco miners. If you're not going to spend a lot of money, you want to spend buying one type of miner. Either buy all eco miners, or buy all hard miners, or buy specific miners to join specific pools. Like you'd buy an M-Core miner plus TFT specifically to join this pool. Then you would do the math like we talked about, adding your hash, and you'd know what you could earn. If you're going to spend a lot, it is good to have a larger pool of either eco or hard miners, and then a secondary smaller pool of whatever the other, if you have a large pool of eco miners, you want a smaller pool of hard miners. That way you can diversify what pools you are in. So I hope this helps you guys, and let's keep building.